And good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California here in Southern California. We are sandwiched between Seal Beach and Huntington Beach, and it's right here at daybreak, and it couldn't be any more beautiful. I mean, it is flat calm. There's not a breath of wind, and there's some fantastic fishing going on here in SoCal right now. More yellowfin tuna in the picture, and while some boats get them and some boats don't, I'm going to say the vast majority are having excellent trips right now. However, that caveat, once again, once in a while you'll just miss on some boats, and it's not anything that you can really put your finger on. I mean, you zig instead of zagging, and all of a sudden you're out in left field and you don't catch it. But a lot of guys with great fishing. Still, the admonition that we've been giving you, vary your tackle, bring the kitchen sink. And remember, this offshore bite is not only going on from Ensenada, Baja California, and actually down below that, but it goes all the way up here to San Pedro and even up to the Channel Islands. Guys who are on local trips have a chance at bluefin tuna, at yellowfin tuna. It's pretty darn incredible what is going on right now. You know what time it is, my friends. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning. It's time for the morning briefing. Good morning to you. Oh, delicious. It's so good to be with you. If you don't mind, please hit that like button. We deeply appreciate it when you do that. It helps us so much. Share these videos with a friend. Tick the bell. You'll be notified when there's new content, and leave a comment down below. You'll also find us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Recently eclipsing 4 million views on YouTube alone, and we owe that all to each and every one of you who tune in daily, who watch all our content, who comment on all our content. I really can't thank you enough. Some important dates on the horizon for you all. Of course, we have our November the 3rd trip on board the Horizon. Last one was an absolute dream trip with limits of bluefin tuna, and we're looking forward to another great trip. Just go to horizoncharters.com and click on sign up for a Horizon trip, and then scan down to the bottom the last trip. I believe it's the last trip, November the 3rd, a day and a half trip with Friedman Adventures. I'll be there shooting a video, $495. Jump on that one. It's going to be a lot of fun. October the 20th, we are on board the Independence. Just a couple of spots left on a 5-day trip. That's going to be so much fun. IndependenceSportFishing.com. And our December 2nd Christmas party. Just mark it on the calendar. I'll get more details to you. It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of great gifts and prizes and raffles and great food, and more than anything, great camaraderie with people from the sport fishing business and other people who are going to come out and join us to celebrate the Christmas season. It should be a lot of fun. I want you to do me a deep favor, and that is to keep Eddie Leland in your thoughts and prayers. He really needs you right now. Captain Eddie Leland really needs your love right now. So does his family. So thoughts and prayers, positive vibes sent out his way would be really something deeply appreciated by me and Eddie and his family also. Tommy Holland tells me that Barbara Black passed away here recently. And Tommy says Barbara was not only an outstanding angler, but just a wonderful human being. Her husband Johnny still works on the Old Glory. Barbara used to check people in down at the landing. She'd be the person you'd sign in with. And not only that, she had a tackle store in Westminster called B&B Tackle back in the 70s. A really lovely human being, and she will be sorely missed by all of us. Condolences to her family and loved ones. All right, let's get into it because, man, I'll tell you, there's some great stuff going on. Let's go south of the border. We'll take you down to Ensenada, about 70 miles down the border, where there is still really good inshore fishing. Lots of bonita, big bonita down there. There's a few calico bass and halibut, occasional yellowtail, and plenty of rockfish down there in that neck of the woods. Louis Prieto, again, from It's For Reels, R-E-E-L-S, Sport Fishing. Just Google that and you'll find him. He's a great guy. Louis also has a bar called the Tequila's Bar in downtown Ensenada. Anyway, Louis had some great fishing lately. A lot of that good local stuff. catching those bonita and rockfish and all that other stuff. It's been really great action. In fact, Louis was out, traveling for 5-10 minutes before they had jig strikes on big bonita. So a lot of fun down there in Ensenada. You can still get offshore, however, and catch some yellowfin tuna, dorado on the kelp patties. There's also been a few yellowtail, not many on the kelps, but a few. And as I said, dorado and yellowfin and bluefin still marauding outside of Ensenada. It's a little more hit and miss, and the fallback is to come back in and fish that inshore stuff. That can really get it done for you. If you're headed to Ensenada to fish with your favorite pongero, the admonition that I gave right up front, bring the kitchen sink, still applies here. By that I mean, and this applies to all this offshore fishing right now, you're going to need light stuff because these fish get really finicky. So I'm talking 20 to 25 pound fluorocarbon with hook sizes that go from a number 4 to a number 2 to a little bit bigger than that, circle hooks. But definitely have those number 4s because, as I have mentioned, these fish get really touchy. They don't want to bite the heavy string. They just want to bite something that looks natural and normal. And the way to get your bait to look that way is by dropping the fluorocarbon down and even the hook size down. So keep that in mind. However, having said that, you better bring some heavy stuff too. And I'm talking 30, 40 pound to fly line with. Our friend Friedman, he was out on the pursuit the other day, and he said he busted off a couple of fish fishing the 20 pound. He went up to the 40 pound, and he got bit, and he was thankful he did. His brother had 2 yellowfin tuna. He had a 53 pound bluefin tuna and 2 45 pound bluefin tuna. He caught those on the 40 pound, and Friedman said, I don't think I would have gotten them if I hadn't gone to that heavier line. So you have to have both, and then something with 60 pound, 50 pound, a good idea. Those shiny lures, Dawasacanas, 100 to 150 grams are so important to your success. And then if you're on multi-day trips and you're fishing at night, of course, you need a 2-speed reel, 100 pound to 130 pound spectra, jigs in the 250 to 400 gram range, 200 pound leader, and then you've got it nailed down. But for all this local fish that we are seeing right now, and we're seeing fish here in the LA Orange County area, the pursuit's already on it. It's a Denley, Crystal, and Albert Ponce are on board the pursuit. They checked in with me this morning. They are so excited. I can't wait to hear how you two do out there. I love you both very much. Hope the kids are doing great. Hope to see you both really, really soon. They're on the pursuit. And I know Albert will get some video and some great photos of their day to come. Yesterday on the pursuit, about a fish per rod, bluefin and yellowfin tuna mixed up together. We are seeing copious amounts of fish. Sometimes they want to bite, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you find them, sometimes you don't. It's really kind of hit and miss in that way. Let's look at San Diego and landings up and down the coast to see how that offshore bite went yesterday and project into today, because this weather just really tells me it's going to rock and roll big time. And what a day on the San Diego yesterday out of Seaforth Sport Fishing in San Diego. They leave in the morning. They come back that very same evening. 33 guys, $1.64 on the yellowfin tuna, 164 yellowfin tuna, 17 dorado, 12 skipjack, 4 yellowtail. How can it get any better than that? Flat, wide open. It was one-stop shopping for them. And of course, the fish were eating the heavier stuff. They were eating those Dawasacanas lures. It was fantastic. On board the San Diego Highliner, an overnight trip, 24 guys, 56 yellowfin tuna, 16 bluefin, and a dorado to go along with that. Tribute 2-day trip, 192 yellowfin tuna, 9 bluefin, and a dorado. These kinds of numbers are mind-boggling. It is so good when you get on that right bunch of fish. And having that variety of tackle will allow you to address all kinds of different scenarios that may play out before your very eyes. You may get into that long plunker kind of bite where you have a few fish going all the time over a prolonged period of time, and you got to drop your line down. Then you might get into one of these ripper bites like the San Diego was into, and you go to the heavy. Throw at those fish the heaviest line that you can hook them on. Some of that involves experimentation. Most of it involves observation, watching other guys. This guy's getting bit every single time he throws the 40. I'm bumping up to the 40 right now. I see what's going on. So keep your eyes open and pay attention. It is so very important. Tribute. Oh, we had that one. Polaris Supreme, 3-day trip. 55 yellowfin tuna, 22 bluefin. They went big game hunting, and they had 17 fish, 17 bluefin in the 100 to 180 pound class. Wow, Old Glory yesterday, a little bit tougher day. Scott Buchert was on that trip. Scott said, man, we worked hard at it all day long. We just never got into a really big bite. 27 yellowfin, 20 dorado. If those are poor scores, man, we've died and gone to heaven. Grande, nice trip. 17 guys, 47 on the yellowfin tuna. How can it get any better than that? And again, boats up here in the LA Orange County area are on it. Also, we are seeing really excellent fishing. Esteban Avila on board the Freedom fighting a bluefin tuna. He said it kicked his butt. He had to hook it on lighter line. Fish didn't want to eat the heavy, so it really kind of messed him up. But great job for Esteban. Great job on board the Freedom. They just continue to really do well. As we mentioned, pursuit right up there. About a fish per rod. The freelance yesterday, they worked hard at it all day long. They found some really nice schools with copious amounts of fish, but man, that stuff didn't want to bite. You know what that means? They're going to get all over it here today. Freelance out of Davies Locker. We'll keep our eyes on that for you very closely. And of course, all these boats now are starting to turn their attention to offshore because it is so fabulous. Many of the boats, though, however, Enterprise, Victory, some of the other guys will fish rockfish, try to limit you out on those great eating fish. Now you got fish to take home. You're perfect in terms of that. And now you can go gamble a little bit and go offshore. Other guys are offshore, do or die. And many of you anglers out there want to do that. So make sure you check with the landing and find out what the boat has planned. If you want to make sure you get some insurance, you're going to want to go with somebody who's going to rock fish in the morning and then go offshore. If you're do or die and you want to catch a tuna, and you've got to make that happen here before 2023 is over, then you're going to want to go with a guy that is straight offshore. Really great signal. Love the weather here today. It's beautiful, and I think we are headed into some even better fishing as we move along. We just keep seeing waves of that yellowfin tuna move up the Baja Coast and push into Southern California. We still have warm water. We haven't had any Arctic-based storms to degrade our water temperatures. So we are looking really, really good right now. And I think it is going to continue. Taking a look at the island situation, nobody's fishing the islands, to be perfectly honest with you. Every once in a while, somebody will take a look. Coronado Islands, few yellows. Calico bass, same thing. Clemente, Catalina Island, rockfish, whitefish, sheep's head. Pretty good bass fishing at times. Channel Islands, incredible rock fishing up there. Santa Barbara, Ventura, Oxnard, all those guys are over the rockfish. But don't discount the fact that they have bluefin up there in that neck of the woods. And if you're on a 2 or 2.5 day trip, you can reach this fish down here in this neck of the woods also. So some really great stuff going on, no question about that. On our local scene down in San Diego, still picking away at the Calico bass. It's been pretty darn good down there. A lot of shorts, but good action. And you can catch sheepshead and rockfish and whitefish. Depends upon what your boat wants to do. Oceanside, similar kind of scores. Dana Wharf, again, a lot of those boats up and down the coast are offshore. The guys that are fishing the coast, picking at the bass, getting occasional halibut. Great deep water rock fishing right now up here in the LA Orange County area, more specifically like Long Beach and San Pedro, Marina del Rey, Redondo. Great rock fishing when they get out. There's sheepshead, there's whitefish, and then there's some nice big cod in that 300 feet or deeper water where you are allowed to fish right now. It has been really, really good. No question about that. In the surf, we continue to see barred perch. And you think, during this time of the year, the barred perch would be long gone. Water would be too warm, but we see some really good barred perch fishing down there on Huntington Beach. We see some spot fin croaker right down here on Anderson and Pacific Coast Highway on bait. You want to fish sandworms, or you want to go to your surf fishing headquarters, which is Big Fish Bait and Tackle, the beautiful city of Seal Beach. They have all your baits, and they are perfectly situated. They're just 2 minutes away from that Anderson and PCH spot that I'm talking about. You park across the street, walk out there on the beach, and man, you can have at it. There's been some yellowfin croaker. There's been a few perch, but there's been some decent spot fin croaker fishing. You can get some halibut on the Lucky Craft lures also in the surf right now. It's been pretty good, and we have seen some really great fishing. I love the bar perch fishing. I love the yellowfin croaker fishing. And you can catch a halibut. Man, that is even better. That is absolutely fantastic. So, my friends, remember, keep in mind how you have to bring the kitchen sink on almost any trip you're on right now. It's amazing to me that we have been blessed with so many angling opportunities. I don't think we've ever seen fishing this good in my lifetime. You have to go back 100 years to Catalina Island and Zane Gray when they used to catch those giant bluefin tuna in our local waters. And now we've strung together several years in a row, and it looks like this bluefin, at least for the time being, has taken up residence here. I don't think it's going anywhere, but you know, nature is very enigmatic. It's very strange. You never know what is going to happen. So while it's here, take advantage of it. We'll be watching the pursuit and everybody else from San Diego to see how it all plays out here during the day. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, comment, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and don't forget those very important dates. November the 3rd, horizoncharters.com. Get on the Friedman Adventures trip on November the 3rd. October the 20th, independentsportfishing.com. If you'd like to join us for that 5-day trip, just a couple of spots open there. And mark on your calendar December the 2nd. We would deeply appreciate that. My friends, one more time, please keep Eddie in your thoughts and prayers. Okay? He really needs our love right now. Have a great day. Have a beautiful Wednesday. Man, is it gorgeous or what? That is a thing of beauty. No doubt about it. Have a great day, and I hope to see you really, really soon.